Good morning. Oh, I think our little temporary barrier worked. We've got some video footage. You can see where the dogs have been walking about, look, and, in the wet stuff. Yeah, quite pleased. That concrete's looking nice. Going to put some topsoil at the back there, and we can plant some nice little sort of flower, like a flower bed with the hedge behind. So that'd be quite nice. Just going to turn the irrigator on. Oh, so I better do my pipes. Just check that it's going up the right line. Yeah, I've got a couple of taps in there. That one's... oh, right, okay. So I've got to turn this one off and that one on. Ouch. One of those spiky things on me already. I'm just going to turn that lot on, darling. Yeah. So don't stand under there. Yeah, we'll concrete this little bit here as well. Just, you know, increase it a little bit. It's quite handy having this sort of trashy storage area at the back. So I'll turn that little tap. Scoot down here. Right, so I'm going to go down the bottom down there and do another tap. Oh, tamarind are looking nice. Yeah, not so much these ones here. There's one there that's looking a bit weaker. But, you know, these ones down here are getting pretty big. So we cut all that in there the other day. And in the teak. So I've just got to check this line to make sure it's going up the right line when I turn it on. So I've got a couple of taps here as well. See, right, okay. So I want it to go up. I want it to go up this big old line here, and then that means I can turn that one off, because that one there does that. Does this tamarind line, and also those ones there are at the midpoint. So, but now the water will run right the way up to those top sprinklers. Check those two are off. Yeah, that one, yeah. So you can see my main line pipe that runs all the way through here. This is all growing well now. Well, do you know, it's the first time since we've been here that we've had mangoes on this really, really big tree. Never had mangoes on here before. So that's fantastic. But I mean, the other one's keeping us well fed with mangoes. Crying out loud. Look, a little bit of water in here, look, and look how it goes nuts. So, anyway, we got rain on the way. It's actually Songkran today. Songkran, sorry. It's Songkran today. Oh, didn't turn that one on. Too busy talking. There's another tap here, which I turn on and off. What that does is it backs up the water in the pipe. Oh, it's a bitch to turn it sometimes. Right, that backs up the water in that pipe. So when I turn that on, that water comes back. And just in case the one-way valve on the pump has sort of bled out over time, it hasn't since I bought a new one. That kind of backfills all that pipe again. So it's not sucking air. So let's turn this little beauty on. Okay. So very simple. See if I can get an old bit of tarpaulin or something and throw it over there. Right, so we've got a bit of a leak somewhere. It's probably a fitting that's just blown off. I don't tend to glue any of these fittings. Don't actually need to. Just very occasionally one pops off. That's generally when it's been disturbed. So I'll just see if I can find where it is. sounds like here on a join somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Right, look, see where it's just popped out, look. So quite fortunately, I can turn that off just down there. So I can turn it off just here. There's a little electric box. That's quite handy, that little cutout there. So I haven't got to walk all the way down the bottom. So all I've got to do is push this one back together. Very rarely happens. Can't remember where it was now. Oh, there it is. Right, so it very rarely happens. But the beauty of not gluing it is I can dismantle it. I mean, I can dismantle these anyway, even if I glued it, because you just cut it and then rejoin it with joiners, because joiners are so cheap. But I suspect that this has just moved a little bit, or this has been disturbed when we've been pulling all the weeds out around it. So all I've got to do is push that up a bit and it will work again. Now I do, where there's an elbow like that, I'll glue an elbow, because if you imagine that's an elbow, right? You imagine that's an elbow and the water's coming along here and it's got to then go up there. If you don't glue that elbow there, the pressure of the water going this way is just going to blow that fitting off, because if it, it's not going to want to turn up there, is it? So if you glue that, it's all right. Okay, so that's working a bit better, as it should now. So obviously when these plants get a little bit higher, for example, I can just increase the height of the stick, well, like I've done with that one there. Look, I just stuck it up a bit longer. As you can see, these sprinklers are pretty good. You get a really nice rain effect, and what you can do is you can get little taps. They're very cheap. See if I can see one where I'm not going to get showered in water. Oh, here we go, there's one here, look. See, look, you can buy these. Right, that little fitting there, look. So you've got a little tap on it there, look. And you just push that. None of these are glued, by the way, and then you can screw it's pretty much universal, these sprinkler fittings. So I could put that on there, which is just firing it one way. I could put a rotating one, or one that clicks. But basically I can lower or increase the pressure of each individual one. So I know the water's coming from this direction. So these ones here are generally going to have a bit more pressure until you get to the very end. That one over there is the end of the run. So by just reducing the pressure on these a little bit, I can equalise it out. So there you go. Alright, so that's been on for a few minutes. Only about 5 minutes. I just wanted to give these, I planted some new bougainvillea and we've lifted them up. I've put them in gravel, because what you don't want with bougainvillea is this pooling. So don't want that pooling up like that. So let's dig that, build that up a bit, look, so the water can run through and away. That should be better. And these ones you can see that where I put some gravel in there. So let's try the free draining thing. I mean, this one, look, is running away, so I'm not too worried about that. But this one here, look, is pooling up by the look of it. But you've got a lot of water coming down here. So, but that's running away, so not too bad. Yeah. So, yeah, quite happy with that. Well, these have had a good old soaking. Look at that. Some purple flowers on that thing now. I'll have to find out what they're called again. We did buy quite a few of those, and I'll keep chopping them down because they grow like fury. I'll keep cutting them down to size. Give the other plants a bit of a chance. Anyway. So I've given up on the teak down there. They were not responding, which is I wasn't surprised about. This one I chuck a bucket full of water on, and there's one just down in there that I put a bucket full of water on, but unfortunately I've had to kiss all that line down, kiss all that goodbye. But these one have been successful that we replanted. It looks like there's a bit of green on that long one. Look at that, I thought these had it. Those ones are alright, these two. This one, I thought was never going to do anything. It might not actually. But this one, look, is sprouting green now, look. Look at that. So that's quite pleasing.
Great.
You've got like little sprouts coming out. If I can get the camera to focus, I'll do whatever. I can't see because I'm looking in a mirror. The camera's just like a mirror. Anyway, that's pleasing. And these are sort of taking a little bit. If you remember, we dug them out from here, just here, and moved them over here. So those are coming good. I've left it a bit scruffy here because there is a plant in here somewhere. Believe it or not. I think that one might have had it, but there's another one in there somewhere. Yeah, look, there's a... Oh. I'll have a look at those off camera. I'll go and turn the pump off. You psycho cat. Yeah, come up there, look. That's better. Yeah. You can see now. Oh, ah. This cat, I was going to call it Psycho Paul. Psycho Paul. He's just nuts.